Fierrabras, D. 796, is a three-act German opera with spoken dialogue written by the composer Franz Schubert in 1823, to a libretto by Joseph Kupelwieser, the general manager of the theatre and Kärntnertor, along with the earlier Alfonso and Estrella, composed in 1822. It marks Schubert's attempt to compose grand romantic opera in German, departing from the Singspiel tradition. Composition history and background. The Commission. The Kärntnertor Theatre in 1822 commissioned operas from Schubert and Carl Maria von Weber in a drive to increase the number of German operas in repertoire. Schubert fulfilled his commission with Fierrabras, von Weber his with Euryanthe. The Italian theatre director Domenico Barbuja, who had taken over the theatre in 1821, at the same time brought Rossini to Vienna to oversee production of several of his operas at the Kärntnertor Theatre. Rossini's operas were so popular that Euryanthe unsuccessfully premiered in October 1823, resulting in the shelving of plans to stage Fierrabras, and the resignation of Joseph Kupelwieser as director of the theatre, complaining of arrogance on the part of Barbuja. As a result, Schubert never saw the opera staged, or even received payment for his work. The libretto. The libretto by Kupelwieser is about the adventures of the Moorish knight Fierrabras, and his eventual conversion to Christianity. It is based on stories surrounding Charlemagne, including tales of how Fierrabras' sister falls in love with one of Charlemagne's knights, and the love interest between Charlemagne's daughter Emma and another of his knights, Eginhard. Kupelwieser had likely drawn his inspiration from German publications of the tales of Charlemagne, including an 1806 translation La Puente de Mantible by Calderon. Notable deviations from the sources include the name of the Moorish prince, the spelling of Fierrabras, and the love interest of Fierrabras' sister. Kupelwieser, who did not have great experience at libretto writing, submitted the completed libretto to the censors on July 21, 1823, and it was approved on August 19 with minor changes, well after Schubert had started work on the music. Since Kupelwieser, as director of the Kärntnertor Theatre, had experience dealing with Prince Metternich's censors, he appears to have engaged in self-censorship to avoid difficulties with the libretto. For example, instead of referring to the partisans in the drama as French and Spanish, he labels them as Franks and Moors. He also referred to a supreme faith rather than Christianity. The music. Schubert frequently marked his manuscripts with dates indicating when he worked on them. The manuscripts for this work show the following dates: Act 1, 25, the 30th of May 1823. Act 2, 31 May, the 5th of June 1823. Act 3 to 7 June, the 26th of September 1823. Overture, the 2nd of October 1823. As the libretto was not approved by the censors until August 1823, Schubert was required to make some small changes to already composed material. Performance history. On May 7, 1835, at the theatre in Der Josefstadt, Vienna, a concert version of several numbers was staged. The work is generally considered to suffer from an extremely weak libretto. Its first full performance was not until 1897, despite much magnificent music in Schubert's score, when it was given at the Theater Karlsruhe under the direction of Felix Mottl. The 1897 performance was edited by Mottl for the tastes of the day, resulting in scenes being cut, and ballet interludes injected into the performance. In the 20th century, the opera received a radio broadcast from Brussels on January 14, 1926. A London concert of November 6, 1938 featured excerpts from the work. An abridged version of the opera was given in a 1959 radio broadcast from Bern, and later issued on record. The first British performance was a Radio 3 broadcast on April 10, 1971. Concert versions of the opera were presented in 1978 in Perugia and in 1980 in Aachen, and staged revivals took place in the early 1980s in Philadelphia, Augsburg, and Hermann's. In 1988, Claudio Abbado directed performances of a complete staging of the opera at the Theatre and Air Wien, which formed the basis of the first complete recording of the work. Roles. Synopsis. Emma, the daughter of King Karl, is in love with Eginhard. Their love must be kept secret since Karl does not approve. Karl's knights, led by Roland, have defeated the Moors and captured Fierrabras, the son of the Moorish prince Boland. Karl does not imprison Fierrabras. When they are brought to Karl's castle, Fierrabras spies Emma and recognizes her as someone he fell in love with in Rome. Eginhard and Emma meet in the garden at night, but are interrupted by Fierrabras. The lovers plead with Fierrabras to protect Eginhard from Karl. Fierrabras agrees, and Eginhard makes his escape. The king approaches, and, thinking Fierrabras is trying to kidnap Emma, has him thrown in chains. As the act ends, Eginhard and the knights are preparing to leave. Eginhard has been sent to Boland with Roland and Karl's other knights for peace talks. The Moors surprise Eginhard, capture him, and bring him to the Moorish castle, where Boland and his daughter Florinda are concerned over Fierrabras' fate. Eginhard informs them of Fierrabras' imprisonment. The rest of Karl's knights arrive for the peace talks. Boland, upset over Fierrabras' imprisonment, takes them prisoner and condemns them to death. Among the knights, his daughter Florinda recognizes Roland and decides to try to help them. She manages to free Eginhard, and, after a brief interlude with Roland, frees the knights from the castle prison. The knights, after battle in which Roland is captured, are returned to the prison, where Boland is upset over Florinda's behavior. Emma, who is waiting for Eginhard's return, confesses to her father that Fierrabras is innocent, and that she and Eginhard are in love. Karl frees Fierrabras, and they leave with Eginhard to go to the Moorish castle to free the imprisoned knights. The knights are being led to the execution pyre. Florinda pleads with Boland to spare Roland. In anger, Boland says that if she loves Roland, she can die with him. Karl, Eginhard, and Fierrabras arrive just in time to stop the executions, and convince Boland to release the knights. Karl and Boland make peace, allow Roland and Florinda to join, as well as Eginhard and Emma. Fierrabras joins Karl's knights. Recordings. Mito MCD 89001, Otto von Rohr, Sieglind Carmen, Raymond Wolanski, Hans Ulrich Mielsch, Fritz Wunderlich, Rudo Timper, Hetty Plumacher, Melanie Geisler, Manfred Rohl, Sudfunk Shaw, Radio Bern Chamber Chorus, Bern State Orchestra, Hans Müller-Kreh, Conductor, Deutsche Grammophon 427-3412, Robert Hull, Carita Mattila, Thomas Hampson, Robert Gamble, Joseph Prochka, Laszlo Polga, Cheryl Studer, Bridget Ballas, Hartmut Welker, Arnold Schoenberg Shaw, Chamber Orchestra of Europe, Claudio Abbado, Conductor. Unitel Classica 730804, Salzburg Festival 2014, Georg Zeppenfeld, Julia Kleiter, Marcus Werber, Franz Gruber, Vienna Philharmonic Orchestra, Ingo Mettersmacher, Conductor, Peter Stein, Director. Emmy Classics 00969, Jonas Kaufmann, Juliana Banz, Christoph Strahl, Laszlo Polga, Guido Godzen, Franz Welser Most, Conductor, Klaus Guth, Director, Chorus and Orchestra of the Zurich Opera House.